Out there, I'm Adam, bringing you shamanic astrology with 13 signs here in the zodiac. And today we're just going to do a natal chart for Lioness. Let's get started. Alright, so Lioness, you are endowed with whatever the rising sign is, and it happens to be in Virgo. So you are endowed with seeking perfection, and it overlays your whole chart. So seeking perfection in every house, right? With the personality of the sun, here's the sun right here, happens to be in Leo in the 11th house, right? So with the personality of focusing on friendship circles as well, let's see what that has to do with here. Being charismatic, confident, creative when it comes to your friends and your social groups, right? And once again, focusing a strong focus on your friendship circles. You are that inspirational person, that charismatic individual that people look up to, right? That's your personality. Okay. And the emotional needs of wherever the moon is here. The moon happens to be in Capricorn. That's right there. And then it's in the 5th house. And where it's placed is going to be highlighting your creativity right here. It'll highlight your creativity. So the fact that the moon is in Capricorn, it means that you're emotionally reserved and disciplined. But when it comes to your creativity, you're very expressive with the creativity, the romance, and the leisurely activity. Yes, that's right. You might be reserved to others, but when it comes to that creativity, that romance, and that leisurely activity, you're having a good time. All right. And to convey your message of wherever Mercury is, there's Mercury right over here. To convey your message of Mercury being in Cancer in the 11th house, and where that is placed, it's going to be devoted to the collective involvement. So the fact that Mercury is in Cancer, you are emotionally intuitive and empathic, and you have an innovative approach to that collective involvement in those social groups that you're always communicating and conveying your message to, right? A very nurturing mother type of way of communicating to the collective involvement. You are a very passionate and inspirational when it comes to your communication, right? All right. And you love and value whatever Venus is. Venus is right here. Venus and Virgo, and it's in the 1st house. And where it is, it's going to be attending to the physical body. So you love and value perfecting your physical body, right? You love and value practical and discerning ways, also being a very charming and harmonious aura about you, because your Venus is in Virgo in the 1st house, and the 1st house is all about you, the self, and in this case, the physical body. So you have an aura about you that's just so charming and harmonious, and always that perfection with the physical body. Like, people see that, and you love that, and you value that a lot. You might be, exercising 2 to 3 times a week, working on the physique, all that good stuff, right? In a very intuitive nurse type way too, because Virgo is like an intuitive nurse. So working on the physique there. All right. And you decide to take action by Mars is right here, and it happens to be in Sagittarius in the 4th house, and where it's placed within that 4th house is going to be spotlighting genetic roots. So this is how you decide to take action, and it's a very direct approach. It's a very truthful, honest approach, right? With the Sagittarius. So The fact that Mars is there, so you're assertive with your home and family, and you're adventurous as well as enthusiastic when it comes to those genetic roots. You're very passionate about your genetic roots, you know, your ancestors, where you came from, how you are today, you know. You're very passionate about that. All right. To bring joy and gladness by Jupiter. Jupiter is right here, this little yellow 4 looking symbol here. It's in Aquarius, which is this wave sign right here. And this little sign right here is a retrograde. So the fact that Jupiter is retrograde, there's expansion and growth that's happening inward. And it's in the 6th house, which is about health and healing and service and daily routines. So we're going to see exactly where that is going to have that focal point for you. So it'll be engaging in habits. Your habits, expansive growth, like habits when it comes to innovation, introspection, right? Let's see what's more, digging more to that here for you. Optimistic when it comes to your work, health, and daily routines. You're also innovative and progressive with your growth. And once again, this growth is happening inward. It's a very inward, progressive approach when it comes to that. All right. And luck and fortune too. Oh my, here we go right here. Part of fortune, at this little X that has a circle around it. It's also in Aquarius, but it's in a different placement within the 6th house. So in this placement, the part of fortune, you're going to be envisioning health and healing, right? So let's see what exactly this message about this part of fortune is here within that 6th house. Learn to empower yourself and others when it comes to that health and healing, right? Especially health and healing. And use your time and energy wisely. You want to make sure that what you're doing is not going to cause too much stress in your life, or it's not going to drain your batteries or anything like that. You focus on using your time and energy wisely when serving others, right? And sharing that with others as well. How important it is to take care of you first and foremost, right? And that's a very psychic, scientific way, because Aquarius is more like a psychic scientist. So that expansion's happening like a psychic scientist, and then the part of fortune as well. All right. So it would benefit you to go through the lessons. Let's see what lessons you have right here. Saturn happens to be in Scorpio, and it's in the 3rd house. But where it's placed, we're going to see here. Saturn is centered on short trips. So for you, short trips are lessons in life. And they're very deep, emotional things, transformative as well. So the fact that that's happening, you take these lessons in a more deep, transformative approach. Investigative as well. Maybe you're going to take some short trips to investigate some kind of a situation, right? You got to take these short trips. And now we're going to find out what's next. To heal your deep wounds, which is Chiron. I say Chiron because it looks like a key. I mean, you can't even deny the fact that that looks like a key. Chiron is the wounded healer. So you got to heal these deep wounds, and it happens to be in Taurus, and it's in the 9th house. And the fact that it is in the 9th house, that's dealing with your beliefs, or, you know, religion, spirituality, philosophy, long trips, spiritual journeys, all of that good stuff happening for you here. The emotional wounds coming up, dealing with your beliefs. So they're really fixating on your beliefs in that moment. And then Chiron, the fact that it is in Taurus, you carry a deep wound of safety and security, and you often impose restrictions on yourself. So, you know, That's the wound that you need to heal. To stop imposing all those restrictions on yourself when it comes to your beliefs. Like, it's only in your head. You got to change your thoughts, right? Change your thoughts, you change your life. So that healing experience that you're going to be going through and all that throughout life, just remember, it's all in your head. All right, so once you're able to move on from there, then to receive your talents and gifts. Your talents and gifts are from Uranus. The Uranus happens to be over here, this little blue sign with the arrow that sticks up. Uranus is in Ophiuchus. This Ophiuchus is the special sign, right? And Uranus is also retrograde. So there's once again, innovation, unconventional ideas, introspection. It's all happening within, and you are, because you are, the fact that your Uranus is in retrograde, you're a rebel with a cause, right? And we're going to find out what your cause is. The fact that Uranus is in Ophiuchus, and it's prioritizing relatives. So you're a rebel with a cause when it comes to relatives, right? And learn how to heal and protect the oppressed. So even when it comes to relatives, neighbors, people that you socialize with, you learn how to heal and protect the oppressed. The fact that Uranus is in Ophiuchus, those are your talents and your gifts, right? That you've given after you able to remove that trauma that Chiron showed you earlier. Into your new, to turn your dreams here. So you're moving from receiving all your talents and gifts to turn your dreams. Your dreams are represented by Neptune. Neptune's in Sagittarius. And Neptune's retrograde, so the fact that Neptune is retrograde, you're here to bring your dreams into reality, right? So let's see what kind of dreams you have here. Neptune in Sagittarius in the 4th house, so it's about home, family, roots, property, all of that. And where it's placed for you, emphasizing deep psychological roots. So let's see here. Neptune, you're on a visionary quest for meaning, and there's a deep sensitivity to your emotions as well. Like you really feel that your emotions can bring such a transformative experience because of those deep psychological roots, and you're here to realize that dream and help others understand that transformation can happen through your dreams and just tuning into what is going on within, right? All right. Into your new reality. Let's see what your new reality brings. Your new reality is brought on by Pluto. Pluto here in Virgo in the 2nd house, right? The fact that Pluto is in Virgo in the 2nd house. Let's see where it's placed here. Pluto in Virgo, determining your physical possessions. So there's a transformational experience happening, determining your physical possessions. The fact that Pluto is in the 2nd house, there, and in Virgo as well. Changes in work, health, and technology, and transformation or transformative experiences with your personal values. The things you value personally. So things like, let's say, for example, money, objects, and qualities in your life. There's going to be a lot of transformation when it comes to that. And then you tie it into work and health and technology. Like, there's a lot of transformation happening for you within that, your personal values, right? To finally walk your true path. Let's see what your true path is. Your true path is here. Looking like these headphones. It's called the North Node, the soul path, right? It happens to be in Pisces, and it's in the 7th house. And the 7th house is about one-on-one partnerships, relationships, marriage, dealing with open enemies and your shadow, right? And where your North Node is placed specifically is targeting your shadow. So doing the shadow work for you, that is your path here, right? So the fact that the North Node is in Pisces, follow your intuition. And then there's also that strong desire for true companionship and union, to work on yourself, to then see who your mirror is reflecting back at you, right? That's how that works. Okay. And show the world who you really are. And that's your midheaven. It's the height of your career. It's your public image. It's who you are. It's your calling, right? To show the world who you really are. Your midheaven's in Taurus. And like I said, it's the public image. So the fact that it's the house of your career and responsibilities, public image, social status, it's all in that 10th house. The house of accomplishments, right? So we're going to look and see what the midheaven in Taurus is all about for you. You create beauty in all things. There is structure and there is beauty when it comes to the midheaven being in the 10th house in Taurus, right? Well, the midheaven's always in the 10th house, but the fact that the midheaven is in Taurus, there's beauty, and there's structure, there's planning. So you're really good at planning beautiful events, as well as having that structure and that beauty, that drive within. Okay, so we're just going to do a little recap here, and you're going to ask yourself these questions as we go through the houses. So we're going to go back to the first house, and you're going to ask yourself this question, knowing what story we've already went through. You're going to ask yourself this question: who am I? That's the first house, the house of self. Who am I? Right? The second house, what do I have? And that's your personal values and that transformative experience that's happening throughout your life. Okay. The next one, where am I? Right? It's that house of communication. Where am I when it comes to relatives and neighbors and acquaintances, all that stuff, right? And then the next one over here in the fourth house, what nourishes me? So how do you decorate your home? Maybe when you were a child with holidays and everything, like how do you prepare yourself for the holidays? Is it a deep psychological roots? Is it genetic roots? Like there's some kind of a transformative experience, some true value for you, some belief, some good motivation to decorate for the holidays? Yes. What nourishes me? That's the question you ask yourself. Over here in the fifth house, what can I imagine? That's that house of creativity, the house of children, the house of affairs, the house of leisurely activity, romance. It's all there. Entertainment, sports and amusement. It's all in that fifth house. What can I imagine, right? Over here in the sixth house, how do I work? Your daily activity, like what routines are you going through your daily routines? And then over here, the seventh house, who am I with? The house of relationships. Like, in this sense, the strong focus here is going to be your own shadow. Doing that shadow work is very important. And don't make any compromise. Integrate. Integration is key. Integrate with your shadow, right? To become one, to have that balance between the light and the dark, the masculine and feminine that exists within all of us, you know? And then over here, the eighth house, you're going to ask yourself two questions. The first question is, what am I becoming? That's normally for Scorpio, the transformational situation, right? And then over here, the second half of the eighth house, naturally ruled by Ophiuchus, how do I heal? So, in this sense, you've mastered it because the eighth house is blank, but you can see also there's a little taste of Pisces and Aries. It dominates that eighth house. So in that sense, we're going to see what you've mastered. Dynamic and deep changes in spirituality. And that's something that you naturally go throughout life. Dynamic and deep changes in your spirituality. All right. Ninth house, you're going to ask yourself this question. What do I understand? So what are these things that are happening in your life? What are these mental or philosophical experiences or, expansion in your life? What do I understand? What is the big picture? And once again, the wounded healer is here. So it's some safety and security, a deep wound of that. You would have to go through that and heal that, right? You're going to be okay no matter what. Okay. The 10th house, what can I accomplish? So, that's your calling. What can I accomplish in this life? And it has to do with beauty, structure, and planning. So look into that if you have to, right? All right. The 11th house, where is my community? So how are you a team player and a friend when it comes to the collective involvement as well as your friendship circle? So your personality is tied into your friendship circles, and the way you communicate is for the collective involvement. So once again, where is my community? That's the question you ask yourself. And then, last but not least, the 12th house, how do I let go? You seem to be pretty good at letting go because you've mastered the 12th house, right? And the 12th house is the secret side of you. It's where you find solitude. It's more about spiritual experiences, so to speak. So, in this sense, the fact that you have Leo in the 12th house as well as Virgo. So you see Leo's there hanging out in the 12th house and a little piece of Virgo right there. The fact that that's happening, you've mastered being a visionary with creativity, and you've mastered being dreamy with your health, right? And once again, this is your natal chart, Lioness. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to interpret your chart for you. I look forward to interpreting charts for all of you out there. Just send me a message, comment down below, like, share, subscribe. And once again, as you already know, I also do the daily and monthly forecast of what's in store for tomorrow. So thank you all for being here. Have a great day.